Good morning. Good morning. I hope you all can hear me. Good morning. You all, it's a lot going on, and I got a ton of people sending me clips and explanations about the Lemon situation and his mom. And it's not to jump on it and be first, but it's to really sit back and evaluate. I think that interaction revealed a lot of things about what is going on and what is happening. The girls had it right that he was out of his house, living in that motel. So that was correct. We found that out. Let me start off by saying step back and let God do it. Step back and let his family handle it. It seems like there are a couple of people who really want to involve themselves in this situation. And I don't think you should. You don't know all the moving pieces and the dynamics of the relationship with Lemon and his mom. We don't know if Lemon suffers from mental illness. There's a lot of things we do not know. Step back and let his mom or his family or the people in Sacramento handle this. Now, somebody said that Dovey Milton was trying to get involved. Dovey, please step back. You are the last person that needs to be calling anybody on anybody. Because, again, we have heard your son talk to you like a dog. We've heard your son diminish and demoralize you. And nobody called the cops on you. We heard your daughter dismiss you. So, Dovey, do not be bringing your trauma and your pain into this situation. Step back and let this man's mama, family handle this. They don't need your extra. And with all of the baggage you bring, don't do it. Don't do it, Dovey. I heard you was already revving up to do something. Leave this alone, Dovey. Leave this alone. You are the last person that should be getting involved in any family situation. Leave it alone, Dovey. And anybody else. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Simply Pink and Green. So leave it alone, Dovey. I want to say that because you start getting into stuff and we done seen your works and you don't need to get into it. That's all. Now, I did see the Lemon situation, and I truly believe that there is a mental health crisis going on, diagnosed or undiagnosed. I think there's something going on, and this drinking is not helping. Lemon was at a motel. His brother got him, and I guess his mom wanted him back. Now, a lot of people think that his mom was apologizing to him. Some people think that his mom may have had company. We don't know. But what I did here was that his mom went in. I guess he's been drinking and hadn't taken a bath or showered. And she wanted him to do that. And he proceeded to curse her out. And this should be a window into why women like Lolo and Sour Patch, y'all get treated like y'all get treated. if Lemon talks this way to his mom, then why do you think you're any better or special? And I do believe that a lot of the ways y'all are treated, all you got to do is look at the mama and in his interaction with his mom and how he interacts with his mom. And how a man interacts with his mom is a good indication of how he's going to treat you. And you all, I'm not going to sit here and demoralize and denigrate Lemon. I truly believe that there is a mental health crisis going on in his life. I do believe that drinking is accelerating it. I believe that Lemon has nothing else to live for except his YouTube stuff. I think he has a lot to live for, but in his mind, he's the king of YouTube. He was doing well in YouTube, and YouTube pretty much consumed his life. I think his mom knows that he has a mental health crisis and issue. She don't want Lemon to spiral down anymore. I think that she's very concerned about his well-being. But Lemon don't want to do what he needs to do. And for a simple task of taking a bath, and you having issues with your mama because you haven't taken a bath and she's smelling stuff, and y'all, something's wrong. When you've been on YouTube so long that you don't even know that you musty, that's a problem. And you drunk, and let me say this, you all, Lemon was drunk that day that I clicked on and went there with him. And it was not even 11 o'clock in the morning in Texas. So it was still morning in California, and he's drinking. And y'all, I'm more concerned for his health. All of this excessive drinking is going to catch up with you, and you're not invincible. You may be at the age where you think you're invincible, but you're not. Body organs can only take so much. And Lemon, you really do need to step away from YouTube and get some counseling. Now, a lot of you all are mad because he talked to his mama like that and stuff. And I think that mama steps back for a reason, because there's something mentally wrong, I feel. And I'm not a doctor of psychology or psychiatric medicine. I'm not. But in observation, there is something that is seriously wrong with that young man. And I don't think it's funny. I think he really needs help. I think he really needs to go sit down with a counselor and find out what kind of meds that he needs to be functional, because the man ain't taking a shower. And then you cussing your mama out. And then he says, well, I'll go back and move to the hotel because I got money. I got money. And I want you all to realize that you all may be the catalyst for this problem. And see, throwing money at it doesn't solve the problem. Throwing money at it makes the problem worse. And y'all think y'all helping this man out by throwing money. But this money now has come between him and his mama, and this drinking and this hotel stay. And I'm telling you, I pray for his mama. I don't know what he's going through mentally, but you need to let him go for about 3 months and let him pay his own rent, Obviously, he can't drive because his brother is picking him up, taking him all of these places. And I feel sorry for the brother because they say that the brother has a family trying to really keep his family together. But I believe he has a mentally ill brother. Y'all, I don't know his mama like that, but obviously his mama is concerned about him. But his mama is trying to put down her foot, and say, hey, you can't do this. And you got to realize that that's your mom's place. And when you're in somebody else's place, then it's their rules or you get your own place. See, and you're burning bridges, Lemon. But let me say this, you all. I'm not trying to stop nobody cash flow, but throwing money at stuff is not all. If you want to throw money at Lemon, throw money to get him a good counselor. Throw money so he can get to an AA meeting and specify, Lemon, this is what I'm going to give you. If you're going to give money responsibly. But giving money so this man can go buy more liquor and do all of this stuff, baby, that's not helping. And I'm just, it's crazy. And I'm not blaming his mama because I really don't know all the intricate details. But I do know that somebody is extremely sick. They have a problem with liquor. I truly believe that they may be depressed and have some mental challenges. And it's evident. And I don't think it's entertainment. I think it's a learning lesson. And I think we can all learn from this. You know, everybody, I'm the king of this, and I got this, and I'm making all of this money. But yet, your relationship with your mom is deteriorating. Your mama done kicked you out. You had to go to a Motel 6. Your brother is back and forth picking you up. You're not taking a bath. And I just heard how he was talking to his mama. He started cussing his mama out. And I don't know if he threw something at his mama. And I'm just like, wow, how toxic. And mama, let me tell you something. For your mental health, baby, you just got to let it go and put it in God's hands. I'm telling you. But if y'all really want to help Lemon, get Lemon a shrink. If you want to help Lemon, say, I'm not going to give you a cash app until you get some help. Because just throwing money at this, it ain't cute. And throwing money at this is going to allow him to keep on with this behavior. But yeah, something is definitely wrong. Something is definitely not right there. I don't know if mental illness runs in the family. I don't know if the mother's trying to be protective because she knows by himself that he would be a terror, but something is wrong. I don't know if Lemon Mama wanted to be his friend and she took that approach, but no, ma'am, you were his mother. And, you know, I don't know. It was just a lot of disrespectful things going on. But again, you all, we don't know the intricate details of what's going on in that household. And then you got a brother who is caught up in the middle and you bringing people in. See, again, you're destroying other folk. And I'm going to say this. Y'all can say what y'all want about that mama. That mama has dealt with people calling her job, people calling the house, people trying to get her fired, people trying to get them kicked out their house. And this is why I don't think that the stuff that people do like that and this doxing, this is why I think it is just totally out of line. Because you don't know what these people are really going through. You don't know what Lemon's diagnosis is. You don't know if the man is borderline bipolar, schizophrenic, but something is truly wrong. And if you really had a heart and you were a person of substance, you would recognize that and step back and not try to push the gas. Because this lady doesn't deserve all of this stuff that she's getting. And I truly think that Lemon suffers from something. I mean, you know, if nothing else, alcoholism, but there is a lot going on. And it hurt my heart to hear him talk to his mama like that. Well, I think I think he's having a mental crisis. And when you're having a mental crisis, you don't think about those things. I'm just being real, you all. I'm not trying to be shady today. I'm not trying to make this, lemon and all that. No, no, no. There is a serious problem. His mom was saying, "Hey, you haven't showered," and it's almost like he is a toddler, and she's trying to convince him to do this. But yet, this is a adult man. Something is wrong. Something ain't working all the way up here. And I mean, and that's why I don't think it's funny. I think the man is really going through a mental crisis right now. And I don't think the drinking is helping. Well, that's why he can talk to Lolo like that. That's why he can talk to Sour Patch like that. That's why he can talk to all of these people like that. Because in his mind, this is the only thing that he rules. Okay, he makes the rules in his domain. He makes the rules for his platform. Because he can't make those rules at home. He can't do that at home. He said that YouTube is his only job. And so he's doing everything he can to protect this. And then he's thinking that people won't cloud off of him and stuff. But we're seeing him do a downward spiral. And I just think the man needs mental help. Don't read y'all comments. No, no one is too far gone. You don't throw people away. I've seen people who was cracked out make a 360 and really do. People can change. But I just think that the YouTube streets needs to really be more of an intervention than an enabler, because a lot of these people have enabled Lemon. And again, I think Lemon has mental health issues. And Lemon, I'm gonna give you some money when you get some psychiatric help. I'm gonna give you some money when you go see a counselor. But it needs to be some stipulations to that money. Because him just getting money, I mean, he was telling his mama, "I don't need you. I got money." And I'm like, okay. It's a lot. Well, Lemon has to come to the realization himself. And I hope he looks at that video. Like I said, I don't know his mom's relationship. I don't know his dad and mom relationship. But I do know that if you don't take care of your childhood trauma, it will really morph into something bigger in your adulthood. I really do. And And I think that that mom really needs to get him some mental help. I don't know, maybe she's at wit's end, but the mom, the best thing you can do is have an intervention with him and get a mental health professional and have him to check in some treatment center so he can get help. Because if he doesn't want to do that, then boo, you got to let him go. You love him, you check in on him, but maybe he needs to learn that life is not all peaches and cream and that there is a real world out there and you can't live in this fantasy world forever. And I think that's what she may have to do. And as hard as it is, and let me say this, I don't believe in people cutting their kids off, but I do believe in letting people learn and find out the hard way. Now, let me say this, y'all. I believe the brother has a mental health issue. I think he's battling alcoholism and a lot of other stuff. It's easy to sit here and say lemon bad, but look at that rearing and how he was raised and all of that stuff. And again, you all, this is why I think parents need to really look at some parenting classes. I'm not saying that all parents are wrong and all of that stuff, but a lot of stuff that you learn, you got to unlearn. Maybe Lemon's parents didn't know. People can't give you what they don't have. And I just think that we really need to look deep within and say, okay, what's going on? Look at Lemon's mama individually. Look at the kind of man that she may have gotten with. Look at the man she was with. How did she raise these kids? Why is one son doing well and the other son is just spiraling out of control? You got to ask yourself those questions. But I will say this, Lemon has to want the help. If Lemon think he's okay and doing well, then you got to let him hit the bottom so he can see that, hey, you are in a situation. What Vanessa Bell Armstrong said, I thought that I could make it. I thought I was doing just fine. But then my heart was breaking and you came just in time. I never knew it could ever be this way. Oh, what a change your love has made. You bring out the best in me. Maybe it's, but he got to hit rock bottom. He has to want the help. Yeah, he got to want the help, but there's something mentally not there. Hold on for a minute, y'all. Somebody want the link. Hold on. And this ain't beat up Lemon. I mean, like I said, we don't really know the dynamics of his mom. We don't know his dynamics. But I do know that something is wrong. And again, I think that YouTube was the only thing that he could control. And now he's finding out that I can't even control YouTube. And I just think he's spiraling downward. Well, like I said, I'm not telling Lemon's mama to do nothing drastic, but sometimes you gotta let it go and put him in the hands of the Lord. Yeah, you're right. You're right, Kimmy. Only Lemon can do. Only Lemon can do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Again, God don't kick your wheel down. He'll allow things to happen that you want to do right. But yeah, And again, I heard Miss Dobie was trying to intervene. Miss Dobie, please stay out of this. Baby, they don't need your meddling in it. And I don't have a problem with you, Dobie, but you done had issues too. And my thing is you need to work out your own soul salvation with fear and trembling and make sure your family okay. Put on your oxygen mask before trying to help others. And so, Miss Dobie, please leave folk alone. Let them folk figure it out. Y'all stop calling cops and stuff. I mean, again, it's not going to help. If anything, you need to call a mental health professional. If anything, them and mama them may need to have an intervention and say, hey, this is your last chance. If not, as much as I love you and I don't want to see you spiral downward, but I can't do this and have you disrespect me. I can't have you do this, not take a bath and all of this. I mean, those are basic functions. You can't stay on YouTube all day. You need help. And if you don't want to do it, then you take all of your money and you do what you got to do. I just, it's sad. It's sad. And this is a window, y'all. These people be playing hard and cussing people out and crying on the inside and coming all unraveled and unloosed on the inside. This is why these people, I'm telling you, these folks are fragile. And I really try not to go in on people. I really try not to. I really try not to go in on people because a lot of people have issues. We all have issues, but some people's issues are more pronounced than others. And some people have put a lot of stuff on YouTube. Now it's coming to pass. And I'm just like, wow. Well, she may need to get an extra job, child. I don't know. But if she needs that money like that, then she's going to have to get disrespected. And I don't think it's worth it. I mean, how was she doing it with before he got on YouTube? See, that's the thing. How was she doing it before he got on YouTube? I think the mama really has tried to talk to Lemon. And I just think that Lemon, the way we see him on YouTube, is the way he is with his mama. Um, yeah. And after listening to him talk to his mama, I just think that he really needs to focus on his mental health and getting it together because I don't think it's going to end well. You know, you can't drive. Obviously, your brother's driving you everywhere. That court case was a little deeper than you want to allude to, but I think that DWI or whatever you got really adversely affected you, where you can't even travel the way you want to. And I think that liquor is really limiting your opportunities. But this is the thing, you all. How can one son be out on his own with the family, making it work, and the other son is not? I really do think Lemon may have some mental health challenges. I do believe that, I don't know. But it'll be revealed. Well, it's a funeral, but it's depressing. It's sad that a man talks to his mama like that. And it's sad that the mama, I just think there's a mental health issue. And everything is not peaches and cream and fun and games. There is some rain that comes with sunshine, and everything can't be sunshine. But if you don't have the rain, you would never grow. And if all you had was sunshine, then it'd be a drought. So sometimes you got to take the rain and the sunshine together. You know, people are just concerned about what they heard, and it's not an uplifting, funny, entertaining, less chit chat and roast and gag type of thing. And obviously his mama was trying to do the right thing. And I just think that I think she's really fed up. And I think she needs to do what she needs to do, because now he feels that she needs him, and she needs to go like, hey, I may struggle, but I'd rather struggle with peace of mind than have you in my house with all of this foolishness. So, um, so what's going on with VS and Lesby? I'm seeing these pictures and stuff. Y'all, this is what I pray. I pray that that's real. I pray that that's not to get a dig at somebody or to make somebody, because baby, you don't use people's death as the dig. I hope that's not the case. I really don't know what's going on, but I hope that's not the case. I I hope that's not the case, because okay, I mean, because I'm telling you, I don't know, because you know YouTube is so interesting and people can do any little thing, but as long as that's the case, oof, let's be honest, not LeBron. I just hope that that's the case, because it seems like she had another person and they were together, and I just hope that people ain't putting them. I had her first type spirit to make somebody angry. I don't know. I hope that's not it. I hope that's not it. I saw the picture and it didn't hit me right in my spirit. I'm just gonna be in. We're gonna talk about that too. Let me tell y'all something. I saw that picture and it looked decent on the outside, but some say some say that there's something going on with this. I said something going on with this. Y'all, people can't even die without drama. Okay, even in death, people giving folk drama. People, my. I'm gonna leave it alone. Now let's go to pizza. They say Pizza Channel got struck because she had some of Lemon's content on there. Don't put people content on your page. Okay, that's awesome. Kit Kat. Wow. Y'all, it's so much going on. It's just sad. It's sad. Somebody dead, reusing their images and stuff. And now I did notice that I read the obituary, and it seemed like Nurse K was mentioned. Her legal name was mentioned. Is that a trigger because that lady name was mentioned? I'm just these folk ain't right. These folk ain't right. These folk ain't right. These people ain't right. I don't know what she passed away from, y'all. I really don't. But pulmonary embolism. Okay. Wow. Y'all, it is really not a good time in the beef sector. And I don't think tragedy is comedy. And my thing is, if Nurse K and that lady was together, then leave it alone. Be woman enough to say, okay, Nurse K was with her and she liked Nurse K. But talking about I had her first, no, none of y'all don't have it now. Okay? And I just think, like, come on, honor the person. Do you think that person will want all this drama after they gone? Honor the person. Y'all don't know how to honor people? I mean, golly. Honor people. This is why I don't talk about people's dead relatives. I don't do that. I don't do that stuff. Uh-uh. The lady ain't even cold in the ground yet. And y'all doing this foolery. Oh my God. And these are the people y'all support. They ain't, maybe they suffering from mental something. Something ain't right. And they hold grudges and vendettas, and that stuff just builds up, just like a pearl in a clam or oyster. It just builds up. My. Oh Lord, that's sad. Now, um, let's be honest. Came over a couple of times, and she was always cool when she came over here. And but again, I don't know her as well as a Lady Nika or a Pizza, or so again, I really can't say a whole lot. I knew Lady P, so when she passed away, I said a few things, but my thing is let people rest in peace. Oh my God. Lemon, get help, man. No joke. This ain't no shade. This ain't no look. Life is too short. Live your life to the fullest, Lemon. Don't don't diminish or limit your opportunities. Treat your mama with some respect. Now, I don't know your relationship with your mama. I don't know if your mama did something to you. I don't know if you're angry with your mama. But at the end of the day, without your mama, you wouldn't be here. Without your daddy, you wouldn't be here. And if nothing else, just be grateful that these people brought you into the world. If nothing else. But you're grown. And whatever is going on in your life, you need to handle it. Nobody's responsible for you. And even if it's your mama's fault, even if it's your daddy's fault, you're grown now. What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? I don't know what's going on with Ken and audio. I don't. Last I heard that they said that audio mama wanted to talk to Ken. They said she liked Ken. Maybe that's the last I heard. I don't even know if that's true. Oh, what'd he say? What'd he say to his mama and auntie? Did they have a conversation? Ken's mama need to be tired of all these people. First of all, you had a lady show up in New Orleans. Now you got a man calling you. So what was the conversation? What was the conversation? I'm really interested. What was the conversation? Anonymous me, what was the conversation? Oh, they won't stop until somebody go to jail. Okay, and what happened? What happened? What they talked about? What did audio say? Uh, you know, but this is the thing. You telling people about folk rude behavior. Ken is a grown man. Ken is a grown man. And you're a grown man. But everybody want to win a pissing competition, and it's going to escalate to the point where somebody's really going to be hurt or going to go to jail over this foolishness. And then people got health issues. Folks need to be watching their sodium intake and their cholesterol, but they doing stuff that's stressful. No, I'm not pinning Lemon to the cross. I want Lemon to get help. I want people to stop enabling Lemon. And Lemon is not a little boy, but Lemon does need to get help. And nobody ain't pinning Lemon to the cross. Again, Lemon comes on and do this stuff. And nobody would have known the difference unless Lemon recorded it. So people are talking about it because he recorded it. Now, how people approach it is totally different. I don't approach it as humor. I don't approach it as uh, light whimsy. I approach it as somebody got a serious problem and they really need help. The brother is driving you because obviously you can't drive. You're living in a Motel 6. You know, your mama took your bag, but you're still disrespecting her. You're not taking a bath, according to his mama. No, no, it's time for intervention. Good morning, Janice. I mean, everybody can have their opinion, and I'm not mad at that, but people need to stop enabling people. And I just think Lemon's mama need to stop enabling her. I don't know what's going on with her, but maybe you need to get another part-time job to cover what Lemon gives you. But ain't nothing worth your peace and sanity. Ain't nothing worth living in strife. Yeah, but ain't that something? These same people now want to feel some kind of way. Again, this is why I don't do that stuff. You don't know what people are going through. You don't know the dynamics of the family. Like I said, it could be Lemon's mama. It could be Lemon. It could have been Lemon's daddy. We don't know where this trauma stems from, but we know the results and we know what's happening. A whole lot of excessive drinking, him not taking a bath, being belligerent. So we see it. That's correct, Dr. LaShawna Rue Brown. You can't want it more than the person. Well, hurt people hurt people. Hurt people really hurt people. I want y'all to look at that. You know, I don't go out my way to hurt folk. Now, I will come and roast and gag, but baby, I don't want to see nobody lose their house, their livelihood, their home. It ain't nothing funny about that. It's nothing funny about that. Now, a lot of people up there talking about Ness and stuff. Let me say this. If Ness is helping herself and if stepping away is improving herself, I'm all for it. You're not going to please everybody. You got to do what's right for you because you got to live with you. I don't even hate Ness. I know a lot of people like, I know I want her to do well. Ness is very smart. Ness is a brilliant person. Don't ever get it twisted. I'm never going to take away from somebody who's smart and brilliant. Sometimes YouTube can cause people to go different directions that they have to step back and really evaluate. And this is just like in the real Hollywood scene. Because people have you out there doing everything, wearing meat dresses and stuff, and you got to step back and evaluate, who am I? Who is this? Stop giving people access to you who don't deserve access to you. Everybody ain't your friend. It ain't no friends on YouTube. We have seen people come for the loaves and the fish, and as soon as you start giving them ministry, they gone because they never wanted to be close with you anyhow. They wanted to jump off what you had. I'm just being real. Well, that's what his mama said about that shower, and nobody don't want no stank man. You want to talk about Shakim, but child, baby, don't oof, it's a mess. Wow. So what's up, Fridge Nat? Wow. Well, we don't know. I never see. I heard something, but I didn't see it. So you got to be able to see it. But the girls was right to say that Lemon wasn't living at home. Baby, they clocked that tea real quick. They clocked that tea real quick. Honey, just trying to figure it out was so shady. She said, I saw crisp white sheets. I knew that wasn't his house. I'm like, oh my God. Jesus, keep me near the cross. Again, people want to use stuff. It is what it is. Well, we don't know what happened. Y'all, again, I don't know. Unless we are in that household, unless we are at a counseling session, we really don't know what happened with Lemon and his family. But I'm telling you what, there's excessive alcohol there. Oh, Lord. Okay. Anyway, I don't want nobody in jail. Well, baby, he wasn't taking a bath. I think Dragons is really in jail, child. Okay, God bless her. Maybe that's where she need to be. Sometimes jail is the best place for you, so you can get your 3 meals a day. Don't have to worry about your rent being paid, and you can think it out. Okay, I don't know. Some people really need to get off these streets. Okay, dragging up there, bumping into electric vehicles and shit. Mm-mm. Somebody stole a phone. It's just like she's safer in jail than outside of jail. How her life was going, I'm telling you. A Motel 6, Jesus. I gave them extended stay. They are. Oop, y'all said the headboard. He said it was a Motel 6. Lemon came out and said it was a Hotel 6, Motel 6. Girl, it's just a mess. A mess. See, this is why I don't get mad when people going on trips and enjoying themselves and stuff. And because it goes to show you that people are really enjoying life. A lot of people are. Let me say this to you all. When that individual called the police were more alarmed that this person had stalker tendencies, and they called me with concerns. Y'all, again, let me play this scenario for you. You have someone with no police record, none whatsoever, pay his taxes, and here you come doing all of this. It raises red flags. It really does. And then when people start looking in your record and see that you have a lot of things going on, then they look at you. Let me tell you something. A jail record will stay with you. I don't care how long ago it was. They can say we don't go back 7 years. Fortunately, in the United States, we don't let stuff go. And I think when people do this kind of stuff, they set themselves up. They really do. I think people just need to be careful. Baby, let me tell y'all something. I am so finicky about where I stay. I'm not lying. I can't rest well unless I have some Lysol. You know, I gotta check the back of them beds to make sure there ain't no bed bugs in there. Yo, I just can't. I can't. I'm like you. I can't lay my head anywhere. Okay, if I see dirt on the pillowcase and stuff, hair in the toilet stool, Anonymous, I don't want to be in other people's lives. First of all, it's challenging enough with your own life to be all up in these other folk lives. And that's why I'm telling Dovey, sit down somewhere, leave them people alone. Hold on, Vivian. Leave them people alone, Dovey. Now you done had your challenges and nobody ain't called the cops on your son. Okay, when he was doing all that foolery with you. And when your daughter was talking about you. You and your daughter, when she kicked you out that apartment. Dovey, leave people alone, Dovey. Okay, you was at that Just Read My Book, trying to get Just Read My Book in jail so you could take her house. Girl, y'all are diabolical and y'all have some nasty work. Okay, y'all testimonies are not stellar. I'm just saying. So you need to stay out of lemon stuff. Okay, Dovey, you are the last person. Okay, you got enough stuff to worry about. Okay, spread money. Okay, lucky money, Indian cents on you to get money coming to me now. Girl, stop. Hey, Vivian, let me let Vivian up here. What's up, Viv? Viv.
Hi, Jay. Good morning, Ryder Lives. Good morning, everyone.
Oh, Viv,
Hi,
hold on.
Kim.
Before you go in, let me say this. That train ride that I took, that wasn't for the group. That wasn't for the group. That was for me. If y'all listen, I said that me and the other half are going to take that train ride by ourselves first, so I'll know how it works with if other people decide to come. But let me say this. If no one else comes, I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I'm not looking for major crowds. I've done that already. I've done that on the cruise ship. I've done that for Labor Day. So again, people who haven't done an event, you can't shame me. But I think they were thinking that what I did with my partner was for everybody. That was not for everybody. That was just for me and him. Okay? I'm just letting y'all know. Because May ain't here. And if you listen carefully, that's in May. We went on that train ride in March. I just want to make sure y'all clear on that, because I didn't get why the girls thought the train was so empty meant something. And I'm like, yeah, it is empty. But let me say this. If the 31st comes and it's just me and my partner, we're good with that. We're good with that. Hotel already paid for. We're good with that. And the next hotel is going to be even more spectacular. So we good with that, boo. I'm just really wanting y'all to know, because I wasn't getting it, Vivian. I wasn't getting it. And then I'm like, oh, okay, then I see what these people say. Okay, so I just wanted y'all to know. Okay, go ahead, Vivian. I'm sorry.
These folks doing the most with the least. First off, let's go back to Lemon real quick. Good morning, Ryder Lives. Good morning, Brother Jay. Good morning, everybody. So let's get back to Lemon real quick. First off, Lemon, if he's not taking a shower, most mental health professionals will tell you that the first indication of depression, and the first thing they worry about is your hygiene, your body hygiene. That's the first thing they ask you about. That's the first thing they ask you about. What happened? Why aren't you taking a shower? Why aren't you taking a bath? That's usually the first indication. The other indication is you laying around in bed all day. The third indication is if there are drugs and alcohol involved, that is another red flag. So erratic behavior, that's another red flag. So it seems to me that he seems to be displaying all of these uh things. Am I right?
Yep, seems like that, Viv. You right.
Anonymously me? Okay. First off, they do ask you, but they also use to evaluate the situation is your hygiene. They don't have to ask you if you took a bath to know you ain't took no damn bath for the most part,
Mm.
because they
And his
can
mama,
tell you.
and they say he kept on saying that, and then he got this obsession with Rick Reed, and oh, he's doing really crazy stuff. Ebony 757, yeah, that wasn't the meet and greet, baby. And the meet and greet, if it happens, it will take place in May. And to be honest, you all, I
It's
don't really want a
Memorial
big
Day
crowd.
weekend.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
Memorial Day weekend.
yeah, and I don't really want a big crowd, to be honest. I just really don't. I mean, how these people are now, I'm good. I'm
So,
good. Go ahead, Viv.
so, but as I was saying, after they find out about, because they got to figure out, are you depressed? And then if you're depressed, then that's when they start asking you, do you plan on hurting yourself or other people? All of this is happening simultaneously. It's not happening like, oh, I'm just going to do this one thing. Listen, if I go see my therapist and she don't think my hair is to the standard that she's used to it, she's gonna ask me, what the hell going on with you? You all right? The hell going on with you? Why you sitting up in here, your head nappy? Yeah, that white woman gonna ask me why my head nappy. Cause that's not my standard. And that's what I'm saying. It's a standard. If the person's been treating you, there's a standard. But they have to do an assessment. Anyway,
Did
that
you
was what
did
I had
you
to
did
say.
you hear the video of him and his mom and his interaction with him and his mom? It was quite alarming, and I'm like, this is why the women in the sector can't get respect, because Lemon don't even respect his mama. But I just think that Lemon has a mental health issue, and I think
But
his
it
mom.
might be transference. Transference. You know what I'm saying? Like he transferring one to the other.
Yeah, and like I said, I think his mom is really trying to help him out. I don't know his mom's financial situation, because everybody's saying, well, he needs his mama. But I'm like, well, how was she making it before he was on YouTube? I mean, she made like the little money, but again, she kicked him out. And then she said that, no, we're not gonna do this. You gotta go. And then he said, well, let me call Bobby, and I guess, that's his brother. That's not his brother's name, but I think it's Booby, or he calls him some kind of name, nickname. And so, yeah, and I feel sad for the brother, because the brother's caught up in this, and it's like Lemon don't even. This is the thing. He is so much into
Hold on
him.
a second, bro Jay. Anonymously me, baby. I didn't disrespect you. And so you have no other choice but to respect me. Now you could disrespect me if you want to, and I'll get down off this panel and come down there and just block you. Now get it together
Okay.
and let's
So,
work. Let's work with one another.
so
Good
this is
morning.
the thing, Viv, though, because I don't want to forget the thought. Lemon is so self-centered that he doesn't even regard his brother's life. If his brother has a wife and kid and a family, he acts like his brother is an Uber driver. And I'm like, you don't even respect your brother. So I see a lot of disrespect there. And like I said, you all, I'm just going off of what I happen to witness. And it's like his brother is an Uber driver. They said, I'm not disrespecting you. I just didn't agree. That's all. All right. So I just think he thinks his brother is the Uber driver. And it's like, do you consider that your brother has kids and a wife? and that you're pulling him away from his kid and his wife. And if you have all that money, then why don't you get an Uber and shuttle your way back to the Motel 6 instead of asking your brother to do all of this? Like, your brother is a personal chauffeur to you. I don't know. I just see a lot of stuff. Somebody said his
Um,
mom needs to hire a home health net. Hey, not a home health aide.
well,
My thing
Jay,
is this.
to me,
Now I'm thinking about it.
I think it's a lot of moving parts that we don't know. It's I think it's and if his mom is why if he's on disability, she shouldn't have to hire a home health aide
He could get his own
because
place.
he could get his own place. That's number one. And number two, depending upon the disability, she could be hired in as his home health aide, where she could get a stipend for being his health aide.
I don't know. I think it's some difficulty. I think it's some moving parts that we don't see that's really going on there. I don't know if that
Jay,
relationship is a
it's always moving parts that
yeah.
we don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if that relationship is a buddy type of relationship, because again, I would never think of talking to my mom that way, and or father that way, not on camera. And I've had to tell my dad some difficult things, but it was always with respect and not arrogant and flippant. You respect your parents.
Well, Jay, and I understand that, and I totally agree with you because right now, I've dealt with mom with the dementia, and sometimes it gets frustrating. Sometimes it gets a little frustrating, and it's like I have to put in my mind, Vivian, this is the illness, and this is not your dad, or this wasn't your mom. So sometimes maybe that's what his mom is going through. This is the illness and not my son. So, like I said, there are many moving parts that we probably don't understand and we'll never probably understand.
Yeah, I'm even thinking about that Las Vegas trip now, because that was a lot. But I'm even thinking of that Las Vegas trip right now, and
And then you
that's
got to
deep.
also say if he does have some kind of mental illness going on, what type of mental illness is it? What type of illness is it? Because different illnesses present themselves in different ways. Whereas, like, just say for instance, he's bipolar. Is he bipolar where he has the up and down roller coasters?
Mm-hmm.
Is he bipolar manic or is he bipolar depressive?
Mm.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, what's up,
Because
Deep?
Hey
hey
everybody.
TMO, how are you? Because
Good.
bipolar depressive is a lot different than bipolar manic. Because
Right.
bipolar manic means that you're more up and you're doing more risk taking, and you got to do the drinking, you got to do the drug dealing, you got to do the stuff because now your brain is operating at such a high capacity. You're doing whatever you could do to bring that depression, to bring it down so you can function at normal. Whereas
Mm.
bipolar depressive, they're just trying to, I'm just trying to maintain. I just need to go to sleep and I'll wake up when I wake up.
That ain't it, honey, because he been up. What's up, Deep? What's going on?
Child, this I saw this stuff in the middle of the night. I woke up and I seen somebody was on. And I seen the video and I had got a message before I guess while I was asleep. I don't know in my little inboxes and this is my lemon video. And I heard the video. It was sent to me, and then I'm looking like. But this morning I've been seeing people and titles and comments like "Leave them alone. We all sick," or They coming to us. We not coming to them. So yeah, we could all stop watching, which I don't really go over there anyway like that. But he engages on other panels, so it's kind of hard to stop watching because him and his brother was engaged on the panel I go to all the time, which is Pizarro. So you can't really avoid it unless people stop letting him on the link. And I don't understand what did we do wrong. We doing Norm B set stuff. We watching what you put before our eyes. That don't
And
have nothing to do
exactly,
with
and
our
people are going to
character.
talk about it. This is the thing, though. I'm trying to handle it with respect because I think that there is some counseling with the mama, with Lemon, that needs to happen. They need to do individual counseling and family counseling because something is wrong. There is something that's seriously wrong when your son will disrespect you like that online. And of course, I don't know if he threw something at her or what when she was telling him to take the shower. I think something is wrong with you when you're not taking care of your hygiene. It's just a lot going on. And I just see different dynamics. And I think that these people are so codependent. And I just really think that they really need to go to counseling individually and collectively because there's some undiagnosed and trauma going on. There's some stuff that's going on that needs to be addressed because it's crazy. And again, he brings it out. I talked about VS in this what's her name?
Let's be honest. Let's be.
Let's be honest. Now I saw that picture and I'm like, this is cute, but something ain't right in my spirit about this. And come to find out that Nurse K was actually mentioned, and I don't know if this is a dig at her or, but again, now is not the time to be grandstanding over somebody's death. Okay, I mean, the person is not here anymore. Jesus. Can the person just rest in peace? They ain't even in the ground good, and we doing this foolery. Again, yeah, I'm looking at this, and then the Ken and audio situation. I'm like, is this what we're coming to? Is this what we're
Audio is
coming
just
to?
calling his people like they like he calling his own people to schedule a family reunion. He calling Ken like he calling his own clan. Hell,
Mm,
calling
wow.
Ken people like they his people. He even told him to call him Trey. That's not funny, but he did. And I'm like, the hell? Why does people talking to people? My mama would never talk to nobody on here.
My baby, they'd be like, who are you? And what? Again, you all, but that's what people do. Somebody said the lady went through a box of phones just to look. I, Some ain't right, y'all. Some ain't right. And my thing is God done gave you another chance. You done got in and the doctor, your surgery would have been pushed back and they got you in and you got your surgery and you got another chance and this is what you do. And don't let me tell y'all something. I really listened to VS when she was telling her story about her job and her medical situation. I found it to be interesting and refreshing. Okay, but then after that, we started doing it. I'm like, I'm done. I'm done because again, you gained too much to lose it all again. And I don't know. It's just really weird to me. But yeah. What are your thoughts, Steve? So
That shower thing is about mental illness. I've heard people like in my experiences when I was doing social work or whatever, literally say it hurts. Depression hurts, so it hurts to take a shower. Like putting that, but they'll tell you, I don't care if you don't even use soap. Their professionals will tell you, go in there and just get wet. Or go outside and just take the meal and come back. Like breathe some air, like get something a little bit every day if you can, because they literally feel pain. It's like pain to get up and take a shower, and it's just like a chore. Like I don't know, it's something physically that they just won't get up and do. And for him to say, I was like, for her to say that when he was coming in, I was like, dang, did she smell something in the room or whatever? But she'll say,
yes, that's what she said. She said you need to take a shower. Obviously, she did because I heard it, and then it went off a little bit, and then he was cussing her out. My, it's bad. It's bad. It is bad.
I
And
didn't hear the
YouTube
part
is
about he
not
hit
for
her. Did
therapy.
you?
You're right about that, Kimmy. YouTube ain't for therapy, baby. We ain't HIPAA qualified over here. We don't owe you nothing.
I'm retired. Did you Pastor? Did you hear the part about they said that he hit her, but I heard that recording a couple of times and I didn't hear that.
I don't know if he threw something at her and then she said she was sorry. I don't know if she was sorry because somebody else was in the house. They
I
said
think
now,
somebody was visiting. I heard her talking to somebody in the background.
oh Jesus. Hey, can you imagine? Can you imagine, Miss O, that you got a date? Okay, you trying to connect with somebody and your grown ass son is acting like a toddler and you gotta apologize for him, baby, that's messing up your dating life. I can see that man now saying, she's a pretty lady and everything, but she got a real off son. Okay,
Right.
I mean, messing up that lady dating life. My. But I mean, really. And if Lemon Mama getting dates like that, girl, maybe you don't need him for the money. Okay, baby, baby. I ain't trying to look, prostitution ain't always the solution. But my God, I mean, you know what I'm saying? I know you can get a little change here, there, get a light bill paid. But but baby, he is messing up your dating life.
Right. I even thought I heard her call him Lemon. I don't know if that was really a childhood name or she going with the brand. I just like
And I know it could be acting, baby. I'm like, now if your mama into this acting, baby, y'all all need to go see a shrink. Because I wouldn't even want nobody to frame me as that type of mother.
right. I think that's not a play. Ain't nobody at now. That moment's emotions. That ain't no play. That's for real.
And then he uses his brother like a taxi cab. I'm like, don't this man got a family and a child and a wife? What could you? I mean, if you really need to go, then why don't you just call a damn Uber yourself? But again, it's all about what people can do for him. And I guarantee you, if that brother don't pick him up, he'll denigrate and diminish that brother. No, he said on pizza he don't have a nickname. Okay.
So she calling him the YouTube name, which is disturbing. I wish my mama would not be talking about demon. So come here, the hell.
Yeah, I didn't see him. Well, y'all saying that he hit his mama in the nose. I
How
ain't
do
see.
y'all know that though? I
I
didn't
didn't
heard
see that.
shit
But
about
baby,
it.
these girls, they be doing sound analysis. Girl, they be doing forensic science. I mean, they knew that he wasn't living in his house because of the sheets. Baby, when that lady said that the sheets was crisp and white, I knew that wasn't his apartment. I'm like, just figure it out through some shade. I'm like, oh my God.
Well, hopefully he will get help and hopefully he'll listen, but he's not going to pay attention to no intervention on YouTube where he comes to act. Like, this is a fantasy world to him. He's not going to, like, literally, y'all are not going to save his life, like, his life. That's not going to happen. Like, we're past
He
that.
gotta want to do that. And this is the thing, y'all sending money, send money for a therapist, send money for AA meetings because y'all throwing money at him. And do you all see how he just so nonchalantly told his mom, I got money, I can go. I'm telling you. And you all have empowered him to do that. I ain't trying to block nobody money, but baby, everybody don't, mm-mm. And my thing is, you need to have a job so you can live on your own. My. Demons old, but I've heard a lot of people
These people
talk.
ain't learning. These people ain't learning. Sometimes this online stuff ain't paying like it's supposed to. Look at all them people on TikTok that's complaining right now.
Yeah. I mean, let me say this too. I've heard many content creators talk about Lemon disrespecting his mom and his life will be short and stuff. And that's easy to go there because that's the surface. But I do think that there's some mental issues going on with him. And I think that he is dealing with a mental crisis right now. And I think he needs help. I'm not trying to see name calling and doing that stuff. I think it sinks him more into this combative role and feeling like he's the king and people want content. But I just think he really needs help because I think that this YouTube has really taken over his life, and to the point where you would even record yourself telling your mama off. Yeah, you need help. He needs a job, but what's the use of having a job when you ain't gonna last on it for but 3 weeks? Can he even keep a job? Is he even consistent enough to hold a job? See, those are some questions that you gotta ask. Because if he don't have a job now, why? Is he on
Well, before
SSI?
you got to have a transportation to get to the job.
He used to have transportation, but now he don't. That's why I think that court case was serious as, even though he was trying to downplay it. But now your brother's picking you up all the time. Now the girls that picked up that you walk into the store instead of driving to the store. I mean, people picking up on that kind of stuff. Thank you, Uncle Claude. For sure something ain't right. He don't know Mary had a little lamb or lamp. Not Mary had a little lamb. Lord have mercy. Lord, y'all. See, Miss O, what's wrong with these people here? Y'all, they be picking up on everything.
They do. They don't miss a beat.
So, Miss O, what else is going on in the YouTube streets? I think this is the biggest thing. Now, the girls was trying to say that nobody showed up for my meet and greet, but they don't understand that wasn't a meet and greet. The meet and greet is in May.
Who said that was a meet and greet?
Girl, they was like, nobody wasn't there. And I was wondering why the population on the train meant something to them, but they thought it was the meet and greet. I'm like, that ain't to May. And again, I hope only a few people show up for that.
Yeah, empty train is goals. Just like
I
an
know.
empty plane. These people is weird. You can sit where you want. You can get upgraded. All that kind of stuff. Like, I don't understand what an empty train was something to read about. That's goals. You don't want a whole lot of people on that mud. Like,
Yeah. And y'all, let me say this. We don't
But
know
that's
if,
the thing that they don't pay attention, Jay Wilson. And
well, let me say something. They pay
don't
attention
pay
to what they
attention.
want to pay attention to because they pay attention to Lemon. They know when Lemon ain't at his house. Baby, they pay attention, but they make it what they want to make it.
right.
Now, let me say this to Anonymous. It does start at home. I don't know if Lemon's mama and daddy had a good relationship. We don't know if she's a DV victim or not. We don't know. We don't know if Lemon's dad had a lot to do with it. We don't really know. Maybe Lemon mama felt that he had to be tough because his daddy wasn't there. There are a lot of moving parts to this. But Lemon mama sound very no nonsense. But again, Lemon is a big guy. You know what I'm saying? And somebody was saying that, and I think Binary was saying that. It was really funny because Binary was talking about he was playing basketball with a special needs person, and they weren't physically challenged; they were mentally challenged. And this person kept on getting mad at Binary, and Binary finally kind of said something, and he was ready to fight. And Binary said when he took that shirt off, it was muscles on muscles on muscles, and he had to talk that man down. So again, you don't know what's going on because it seems like Lemon likes to push his weight around. And again, he may even do that with his mama. I'm not saying he does, but y'all just don't know the situation. So
Right.
I don't. But I do know, again, that not taking a bath is serious because you're not taking care of your hygiene. And again, a lot of you all heard that Lemon said that he was going to take a bath on Envy, then ODS, and he ain't never took that bath. So now I see a lot of y'all doing that investigative work, ain't you? So that's number one. And the drinking. And let me say this. I knew he was drunk that time. I'm like, is he still drunk? Because again, you can hear him slurring. And so I'm like, wow. And then that's when I went up there and got really vigorous with him but he said he wasn't drunk. Now that I look back on it, I think he's drunk. And I think he's doing a lot of it. And I don't think the drinking is the only thing. I don't know if he's using speed to stay up. I don't know. MJ said on one live that Lemon be beating people up. Okay. Lemon said he's been through so much growing up. Okay, so maybe he needs to talk about that. And maybe what we're seeing now is the product of all of that. And again, Lemon is getting his frustration out by cussing women out, mama out, cussing men out. He cussing everybody out. And again, no one can trust him. He's talking behind the scenes with everybody. He's just going through a lot. And hurt people really hurt people. That's the sad part about it. He don't care who he hurt. And y'all can do the most for him. He's still gonna hurt you. And I think he's scared to really be close to people because people who we probably was close to either disappointed him or hurt him. Y'all, it's a lot. Like I said, I don't know, but I'm just looking and there is something wrong.
Jay Vick in the background.
Okay. Lord Vic, come on. Okay, Vic, be brief. Hey,
Hey,
Vic.
hey, what's going on,
Very
family?
brief.
How you doing, Pastor?
We doing all right, Vic.
We in a
That's
brief
good. That's
spirit this
good.
morning. We in a brief spirit this morning.
Well, Pastor, there's one other thing that we should consider that we haven't mentioned. There is a lemon, in my opinion. It's just my opinion because everybody's different. But in my opinion, there is a lemon in every black family when you think about it. Now, I can recall my mother's mother. Now, I don't know if you got siblings, right? Because my mother had two brothers. My father had a brother, right? My grandmother, right? My mother would always tell me that she felt that my grandmothers treated her brothers, my uncles, better than her. And I would hear the same scenario on my father's side of the family. My uncle would come to me and say, well, your grandmother treats your father, he gets more leniency than me, right? So
Mm-hmm.
here we are looking at it again, right? Because you heard you got the brother, and people would say, "Well, why can't you stay with your brother?" And he's like, "No, I can't stay with my brother because my brother established." Right? So
Mm-hmm.
it's very common. People are looking and saying it's not common, but it's really common. It's really, really common. We don't understand it, all right, but we can identify it. We can identify it, especially those of us that have siblings. We can identify that immediately. But yeah, Pastor, that's
Well,
all
I
I
see
wanted to
that his
say.
brother's established, but he's the one who's living with his mama. And it seems like the established brother would have the issue because he's probably the one who probably got less from his mama. It seems like the ones who, I don't know, it seems like the parents who dote on kids know that these kids need an extra push, and those kids that they don't dote on so much, they know that they're going to be okay. There are some parents
Mhm.
who know their kids are going to be okay, so they don't need as much as attention as a lemon.
But
And
then they
maybe the
got
mom,
emotional needs that are being neglected.
yeah. But let me say this, y'all. It's a lot of people who say, I know your work, and no, I'm not bringing you in my house because it seems like Lemon burns everybody that helps him out. And maybe the brother knows this already, and maybe we need to be taking a cue from the family because when your own family don't want to deal with you, then that's a problem. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I have no doubt that if I were to ever to go through something, that my family got my back 100% without reservation. I know it. Baby, let me tell you something. If I get sick in San Antonio, even though I have a partner here, my family would be there. Okay, we don't play that kind of stuff. But maybe because no one in my family had to ever stay with anybody because we are so fiercely independent that we won't. And again, a lot of my family's like, "Are you okay when I got laid off?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna make it." And I made it work until I did what I needed to do. But that's it. Our family is so independent that if somebody needs to stay with somebody, they know it's serious because no one in my family does that. Now, will we do it? If I had to, I definitely would do it. But that's not my first thing. I would look for every possibility not to live with somebody. But if I had to live with somebody, I know my family would take me. And you know why? Because it's not something we do. So when your brother tells you, I wouldn't take him in, or Lemon says, though, my brother wouldn't take me in because he's established. Well, hell, I got established family as well, but they're going to take me in. So something is wrong with that picture. And it may not be the mama. It may be Lemon. I mean, I'm not blaming anybody because again, I can't see inside that family dynamic. But baby, that says a lot when people don't want to take you in. What are y'all thoughts?
Well,
It's
Jay,
a
I'm gonna
little bit
say
of
it like,
both. You have
I
an
agree with you.
enabler and the person who being enabled. Yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna say this. Like, I got somebody I used to work with. She has a son. He a grown ass son. He got 3 kids now. And her daughters told her, you better pray to God you stay living because if you die, he gonna be shit out of luck because he ain't coming to stay with me. Both of the daughters told her that, and the granddaughters. So he better start establishing and getting his shit together right now. Because if not, he just gonna be out there by himself. And it might be one of them situations with Lemon. We don't know. You
Let
know
me
what
tell
I'm
y'all
saying?
something. I had a relative to live with me for a little bit. And let me tell you, if I said walk the dog was walked. Now, did I use that person like a servant? No. But because they weren't paying rent and just half of the utilities, I felt that there are some things that you could do. And I said, now, if you don't like these rules, then you are more than welcome to leave and get your own place. But I said, but there are rules in this house. There are rules in this
But
house.
Jay, a lot of people don't look at it like that. Like, for instance, I got an older brother, and I'm like, all right, you want to come stay with me? These are the rules. And I had a nephew and a niece. I had a niece. She was like, I need some place to stay. I was like, you can come stay with me, but these are the rules. She was like, I'm not doing that. I said, well, you
Okay,
can't
well,
stay
you
in
don't
my
want to stay
house.
with me then. That's the bottom line because it's my
And the
house.
thing is, it's a respect thing. And the other thing is, once they get there, you got some of them that will get there and then do the pushback on you. So
No,
for
I don't play
instance,
that. I told
so
I
for
told my
instance,
relative.
I have people that I've had family that did that, and I was like, well, you gotta go. Then now all of a sudden I'm the bad guy. No, I'm not the bad guy, and I'm not gonna allow you to pretend like I'm the bad guy because the rules of engagement were established and protocol was established at the beginning. It ain't like you just came in and got blindsided and I just started changing things. I
Baby,
told
I
you
had
straight
mine
up
in
up front.
writing. I had mine in writing, and they had to sign that bad boy. I had mine in writing, Viv. And but let me say this though, I had no problem though. See, that's the thing. I had no problem, but my rules were not draconian. If you were not coming home, call me or text me and say, "Hey, I'm okay. I'll be home." I ain't trying to ask where you are, but just let me know that you ain't in some jail or nothing. And my thing is, you keep the house clean, keep your area clean. Um, I was very, very, it was very basic, but I meant what I said. We had quiet time. So I don't want to be hearing noise after 10 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so my
And
stuff
see,
was,
Pastor,
And my
you
thing
know,
is like for
y'all
instance with
had really good
my niece,
parents, both of y'all. Y'all had
no,
great parents because your
it ain't about
upbringing.
great parents. It ain't about
Well,
great
well,
parents. But if you tell somebody you don't want any and everybody in your house and you don't want smoking in your house,
mhm,
that's a basic rule.
yeah.
right. But again, you have to look at this from a son mother standpoint. This child has been in your house your entire life. So now the child turns 18, right? And the child is still there, even as an adult. 18 go to 21. 21 goes to 31.
This is why I think, Vic, that there's some mental stuff going on.
You see
I
what's
just,
that? You see what I'm saying, Pastor?
yeah, I think there's
There's a
something
thing.
mental going on there, though. I think that there
And
is
this is
some
why I
mental
said
stuff going on.
this is why I brought up my uncles, right? This is why I brought up my uncles, right? Because my uncle, right, like he lived with my grandmother until he met the Lord. You understand me, Pastor? He lived with
Mhm.
my grandmother until he met the Lord. He never left. 50
So
years of
did
his
the
life,
so did the
50
Lord tell
years of
him to
his life on
leave?
the earth, and he left this earth at my grandmother, his mother's house.
So he died at your mama's house, your grandmama's house.
Yeah, born there, died there. Never left.
Hmm. Did he
Never
work
left,
then?
Pastor.
Did he work? Did he contribute?
Well, again, yeah, he would work, but he didn't have to maintain them jobs because grandma gave him a pass.
Hmm.
Now, look, I couldn't come to grandma at 22 years old and say, Grandma, can I move in with you? Because she going to look at me and say, hell no. You got
Interesting.
to get out here and go get it. Now, I can't bring up my uncle. I'm going to get punched in the face.
Hmm.
Because that was the way of the elders.
Well, like I
You
said,
didn't
I don't know
question
what's
them.
going. Well,
Yeah,
I
you
don't know
didn't
what's.
question the elders. You didn't. I don't care what they did. You didn't question them. Hell, you didn't have
Mm-mm.
a chip. Well, back then, especially in those times, hell, you wasn't even equipped of self thought when you came into those doors. All you knew was
Mm-mm.
their rules, right? And you
Mm-mm.
followed those rules to a T. You didn't question them. Unless you want to get your head knocked off. Wasn't no
I'm
child
agreeing.
protective services back then.
Well, I think Lemon might have some mental challenges. I really do, and I just think he may have some
What
mental
you
issues.
allow, Pastor. See, if you had allowed your family to come in your house, you didn't put the contract up, and then all of a sudden he started running amok, that would be your fault, right?
Mm-mm. My thing is,
You see,
well, it would be
because
my
it's what
fault,
you
but my thing
allow.
is,
It's your
but
house. It's
yeah,
what you
it is,
allow.
and I think it is what you allow. And again, I didn't play with people. But let me say this too. It is the approach. I treated that person like an adult. I did not talk down to the person. You know, I'm like, look, I want my room clean. I'll come and check it once a week to make sure that everything is okay, because that's how I am. That's how I am. And I'm like, and if you don't like that, then but I gotta maintain my house. I'm not gonna be, I was just straight plain. And I'm like, if I have to tell you too many times, then you don't have to find a place to live. And fortunately, they found a place to live, not because I was mean. They really thanked me for allowing them to, find a place and a job and all of that stuff. And I mean, it was great. But again, they weren't fighting with mental illness. They wasn't fighting with a lot of stuff. They were not a drinker. They were not, dealing with depression. So I think that there's a lot that goes on with this situation. And this is why I say, because we don't know all the particulars and the moving parts. So, that would be, another situation. You know what I'm saying? So it depends.
Yeah, man, the black family dynamic is real creative. All right, it is. It's real creative. You know, my grandmother spoiled us growing up, as far as I was concerned, because I felt like I had more than other children. Um, and in that moment, right, as we start to get older, you start to realize, like, hey, I got my place, right? And while my uncle ain't got his, like, you starts dawning on you. But
You all right, Vic?
Well,
That's gonna be some good weed.
I don't think that it starts dawning on
great
us
with you,
like that. For
Pastor.
instance, we know the dynamics of our families. Hell, I know my brother is the one that he always got a hustle on. He always working, and he's always hustling more than working. And the thing is, I understand my brother has the dynamic of it's my world and everybody else just living in it. And if I happen to move into your world, if my way ain't, it's going to either be my way or the highway. And on more than one occasion, I had to show him the highway because I just don't rock like that. Two or three strong personalities.
Hey,
I'm just
I feel you on that, and I love my family to death. I got family members that could live with me. I got family members that can't. Real talk. Let's just keep it real. We all of us, every black family got family members. Hey, oh no, we know you ain't gonna be a problem, but you, oh no, we can't do that. Huh.
But I
We're
understand
not
it.
gonna make them mistakes.
But I am that person that most people know that, and I know that I don't want nobody in my space. So I got who I want in my space, my dogs, and I can keep everybody else out of it. Did Jay leave?
Amen.
I
Amen to
think
that, sis. You know, it's like once you comfortable, once you get to the point where you've become completely independent, you don't give that independence away for nothing.
so.
You
That's where
know,
I'm at in my life.
but yeah, I understand. It's like I understand lemon situation, I guess a little bit because I can relate to it. Being
Well, my
inside
thing
of
is
a family.
in reference to Lemon. Lemon has some things going on, functionality wise or whatever, whatever. And he just, we need to just.
Well, I look at it like this. Check it out, Viv. Like just my opinion, man. Like in the black family, we all got a drunk, we all got a drug addict, we all got something, right? Where this
But I
family
wait a minute.
member, they can change their life.
Hold on. I do agree with anonymously me. I can't imagine me sleeping and being woken up in the middle of the night every night with yelling and screaming. I can't imagine that either. And that is the reason why folks know uh Aunt Viv, if she tell you these the rules, and we just not gonna deal with it. Just I'd rather sleep in my car. I'd rather sleep up under a bridge than to stay at her house. I got family members just like that. They'd rather go and sleep under the bridge than to come to stay at my house. Like for instance, I got a cousin. She smoked weed. That's her thing. That's what she want to do. And she say she gonna smoke her weed till the day she die. I was like, okay, you can smoke weed and have all the friends you want to have at your place. At your place, you can do
Well,
whatever you want to do. At my house, nah, that ain't the ticket. That ain't the ticket, sis.
well, think about it. Think about it from a parent scale, right? If your child, right, is 16 years old and you catch them smoking weed, right? Two things are going to happen in this point, right? Either you can kick their butt, right, and get them to stop, or you can allow them to do it. Now, these two decisions as a parent is going to dictate your child's life. Do you understand what I'm saying, baby?
I understand totally, but this is
You
the
feel me?
other
So that's
thing.
that's deep. That's deep.
I
So
listen,
think about
listen.
it like
Hold on,
this.
hold
It
on,
it it,
hold on,
it's something about because me be I'm like I said I've been a parent now 15 years. I had to learn this shit.
hold
You
on. I'm
feel
gonna
me?
tell you this. Let me tell you
Oh, go
this.
ahead.
I have a nephew. My nephew and I are 8 years apart. My nephew has some things going on, some learning disabilities and things of that nature going on. And I told his mother when I went in the army, I said, give him to me, let him come on and come live with me. And I think I can help get him on track. I ain't giving him no medicine. I'm not giving him no medicine. That's just the white people trying to keep us all doped up. And I explained to her that when people have certain things going on, they will, and I am a firm believer, and I've seen this in my job. If they know they need medication, they're gonna medicate one way or another. Either they're gonna get the medication from the doctors, or they're gonna smoke weed, take drugs, drink alcohol. They gotta get that mind back to peace and equilibrium. Now, when I went back home in between duty stations, when I left Germany and came back to DC to visit, my sister was in church one Sunday crying, please take him. Please take him. And he came to stay with me. And my nephew ended up living with me for about 4 years. Right now, you know what my nephew tell me? Auntie, had it not been for you, I wouldn't have all the life skills I have. For instance, I got them in school.
Amen. Hey, look, Viv, you hitting the nail on the
But
head.
part of it
That's
was
what I'm talking about right there, girl.
part of
What
it
the
was the
training you put in.
discipline.
That's called training, Viv. That's training. That's what
Part
that
of it
is.
was the discipline. Part of it was, okay, look, these are my rules, and this was gonna happen in my house. I don't care
But
what
you
you do
lay
in
the
your mama house.
groundwork and
I
you
don't care what you did in
influence.
your mama house.
Okay,
I
see,
don't care what you did with your
this is the
mom
right
and
way to
daddy.
do it.
But in
Right.
my house, this is what's gonna happen. And then when he decided, oh, I'm gonna disrespect you to the point of I'm gonna walk up on you with my fist balled up, and he caught that pop in the lip. He was like, oh, wait a minute.
But you
Oh,
see,
Auntie
Viv,
ain't playing.
you had to do that. And again, believe it or not, right? Believe it or not, that was examples that was given to you as a child. See, if you was raised in a
Well,
dirty environment, you wouldn't be a clean person. You
I
feel
ain't that
me?
look, baby, I ain't never
Does
have to
that
get
make
popped in
sense?
my mouth because my mama ain't
No,
have
I'm
to
just
pop
saying.
me.
If you were raised in a dirty environment, you would not be a clean person. You feel what I'm saying? So it is
No,
so
no,
important. Like you
that's
ask
not.
any parent.
Wait a minute,
Look,
hold
ask
on.
any parent. The
That's
hardest
not
thing to
true.
teach a
Hold
child.
on, hold on. And I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you why that's not true. Depending upon, I know some people, I that lived in the dirtiest place ever. And you know what they said? It ain't no way in hell I'm living in a damn hog pen. So guess what they did? They decided, oh, I'm gonna go the opposite way. I'm gonna be so super clean. This is gonna be ridiculous.
Well, let's check this out, Viv. According to the Bible, evolution is not real. Okay. Ask any parent out of all the things you could teach a child, right? The hardest thing to teach a child is to go to the bathroom on their own. Out of everything, you could teach a child the alphabet, the numbers, you could teach them how to write letters, how to eat, how to speak properly. But the hardest thing to teach a child is how to go in there and use that toilet.
Well, it all depends on the
Okay.
child.
Now, now there's a
No,
reason for
wait a
this.
minute.
Hold on, hit me out. There's a
Wait a minute,
reason
hold
for
on.
this.
Wait a minute. Listen, I'm gonna tell you why I say this. My mom kept children forever. And she had children that they watched by virtue of watching the other children. They decided, I'm just gonna go to the bathroom. So they learn. I mean, I've seen kids as young as 9 months start walking because they're around all the other children and they want to be part of it. I've seen children as young as 10 months, 11 months. They didn't want a dirty diaper on their butt, so they decided, wait a minute, all the rest of them, they ain't got no diapers on and they butt ain't wet. So let me go do what they doing. And that's the way it
Well, see,
happened.
that's the
And
thing.
wait a minute,
They
it was a
look
question
at
asked to
11
me.
months. At 11
Yes, it
months.
was my own. Yes, it was my own decision to go into the military because I knew my father. I did not do as well as I could have in high school to earn a scholarship. And I know my father didn't have money to throw away. And I wasn't ready to go back to school. So I decided to go in the army. I said, I'll go in the army, save up some money, and then I'll have money to pay for school later on when I'm ready for it.
But Viv, let me ask you this. Do you remember being a teenager and asking your mother for something and she tell you no?
Yeah, I remember it was a day. My
Why?
father, listen,
Why do you
hold
think
on,
she was telling you no?
hold on. And I
Go ahead.
understand. All right, so I'm gonna tell you. One of my things was because of my mother's past traumas. My mom knew I was my father's only biological child. And I'm going to tell you, I can tell you this for a fact because my mama told me the story. I'm my father's only biological child. So, because with me being my father's only biological child, my mother knew that if anything happened to me, that if I ended up getting killed, hurt, dying, she always said, if something happened to me, and me being my father's only biological child, she knew that she better get over in the coffin with me. So that's why my mother would tell me no on a lot of stuff. So one evening, I
He
remember
said she told you no on a lot of stuff,
she
but
told me no
see,
on a lot of
that
stuff.
taught you
So for
integrity.
instance,
But that taught
so
you.
for
That taught
instance,
you integrity.
wait a
See,
minute. So for
that's passed
instance,
on to you whether you
like you
realize it or
see,
not.
hold
Yeah.
on. Like, wait a minute. So, like for instance, like you have a lot of kids, they be like, "Oh, mom, can I go over this person's house and stay in this and that and the other?" My mom ain't let me go over nobody's house and spend the night. Hell no, you ain't going over there. She let me stay over to my
Hey, Viv, look, I didn't had look.
let
You
me
want to hear something
after look
insane?
after a certain after a certain amount of time, she wouldn't even let me stay at my aunt's house. She was like, hell no. She said, you ain't going over there. They crazy. And
Look, let
guess
me tell
what?
you
I
how
didn't go
bad
back over there.
2026 is. No, these millennial parents are worse. You hear me? They're worse. Okay? The cycle didn't do nothing but get worse. I'm a grown man, number one, right? I'm a stranger. Stranger danger. You feel me, Vivi? I'm a stranger. Okay? Vivi was having a meetup at a roller rink, right? Because she wanted to go roller skating. So I'm like, okay. And I'm thinking that these parents are going to meet me up here at this roller rink, right?
So,
These were women, mothers, Vivian. They pulled up on me, dropped their daughters off to me, and never asked my name, Vivian. You hear me? They looked at their child like they was dropping them off at school.
well, you ain't
I
got
could
to
have
worry
been a
about that because that ain't
psychopath.
ever happened
I
on
could have
that wouldn't happen on our watch.
now I had another scenario where we took these kids to Zap Zone. It was an indoor amusement park, right? I get there with Vivi and her best friend. I got both of them together, right? And they're already in the park, right? Next thing I know, an attendant gets me and they say, "Hey, Mr. Sir, are you Mr. Man?" Yeah. I'm like, "Yeah." They say, "There's some kids up here looking for you." Now my kids is in the park. What do you mean kids looking for me, right? So I go to the front desk. There are 7 children, no parents. And when they see me, they go, "Hey, Vivi's." They don't know my name. They just know me as Vivi's dad. My daughter's name is Vivian. So they'd be like, "Hey, Vivi's dad." You feel me? So now, look, I'll never forget that.
Can
Two
I
hundred
ask
and
you a
sixty-two
question?
dollars.
Hold on,
Wait,
hold on.
wait. Yeah.
Let me ask you this question.
Mm.
So you just allow strange parents to just drop they especially their female daughters off to you and their children off to you to be in your presence and you don't even know their name, ain't got no phone number. Suppose one of these kids fall
Look,
off there.
look. Hey, Vivian,
Suppose one wait a minute,
it
hold
was
on.
a dump and run. Do you hear me? Like
That's
think
what I was
about
about
this.
to say.
Imagine you being in a parking lot.
Suppose
Think
one of
about
these
this.
kids fall off and bust their head and they gotta go to the hospital.
Girl, I could
Who
have
you
been a
calling?
kidnapper. Do you
Who you
understand me?
calling?
Wait, wait a minute. Look, imagine you being row A, right? Your car is parked in a parking lot next to a rolling rink. The parking lot is a square. You feel me? You're parked in row A. These cars pull in from the street, right? You're standing there with your child, right? These cars pull in, kid, parent, get out, and then the parent get right back in the car and drive off. I don't even know what's happening. You understand, baby? I don't even know what's happening.
Well, I have a question. Do you think they had prior conversation with your wife?
Hell no, they didn't. Hell no, they didn't. That's what pissed me off. And it happened to me twice. It never happened to me again. The second time, like I said, I was at an indoor amusement park, right? It's like a warehouse with, rides in it or whatever. So I take Vivi up here, right? Take her little friend up here. Now I got them. I got these 2 kids with me, right? I don't know nothing about no other kids.
Okay,
So
so my other question
wait,
is, what did you
okay.
tell what did your daughter tell them?
My daughter was a child.
It don't
They're
matter.
having
So
they're having
listen
they're
at what
having
I'm
little
about to tell
child
you.
conversations, talk about, hey, let's go here, let's go here, let's go here.
Listen
And
at what I'm
in the
telling you.
beginning, right? In the
Do
beginning,
you wait a
I'm
minute? Hold
thinking,
on,
hold
hold
up,
on,
let me
hold
tell
on, hold
you.
on. I'm asking you this question. Do you think your daughter told her friends, yeah, you can go ahead and tell you my father said told me to tell your mother you could leave here
No,
watching.
that didn't happen. No, no, that part didn't happen because prior to both of these events, right? I was telling Vivi that I needed to meet these kids' parents. First of all, I don't even hook Vivi up unless I done met the parent. Number one, right? Like there is no meetup if unless I meet an adult. You feel me? There is no meetup. So, like I said, when we get to the Zap Zone amusement park, at this point, I think Vivi was probably about maybe 8. She was like 7 or 8 years old, right? It's on YouTube, right? So I'm in the burbs where this amusement park is, right? Which is probably 30 minutes west of me. Okay. I get this call from the attendant, right? Go to the front desk. There are 5 children standing there, Vivi. No parents. 5 children staring there, no parents, right? I'm like, yo, y'all got cell phones? Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. We got cell phones. Okay. And like I'm not trying to freak these kids out. They're children. You feel me? Okay, y'all got cell phones? Yeah, we got cell phones, yada yada yada. Okay, okay. Look, y'all. All right. I go to the attendant. I spent like $260, $262, and I got all them kids in the park. Right? Got all them kids in the park. See what this is called, Vivi, is I'm creating a fantasy world for these children right now. Do you understand? They don't know the reality of the situation, the danger that they're in this moment. So I'm
I ain't
creating
creating
these
no fantasy
fantasies.
world for nobody. Y'all got
So,
cell phones?
so,
Call your mama and tell her
so,
and hand me the phone. Call
well,
your
that's
mama
men
and
versus
hand me
women,
the
right? Men,
phone.
men think different than women. So now, right, the park is done, right? I got all these kids sitting up here with me, and I'm like, yo, um, who's coming to get y'all, right? Because somebody dropped y'all off. Who's coming to pick y'all up, right? I wanted to make the day memorable for them because, like I said, we're talking about poverty children in Detroit, right? So the moment that you make a bad decision, you could turn these kids into goons. They'll be robbing you, thinking everybody hates them. You understand? Children are impressionable. So I try to give these kids a positive outlook on life because they already got a bunch of negative shit around them. So out of 6 children, 4 get picked up. I got 2 left. So I'm like, yo,
Again, bad
she's
decision.
calling, she's
Hold on.
calling her
Again,
mother. Hold on, hit me
hold on.
out. Hit me
Again,
out.
bad decision all the way around. I'm gonna tell you why. First off, female children ain't got no business. First off, I blame the mama because the mama shouldn't have left her female children with no dude. That's number one. Because I don't
Yo,
know
left girl, she dropped her off in a parking lot and pulled away. Look,
that
you don't understand, baby.
that's what I'm
She
saying.
didn't even approach me. Do you understand
Okay,
me?
listen
She
at
didn't
what
even
I'm telling
approach
you.
me.
That's what I'm saying. So you
Yeah.
dropped your daughter off and left her in an unsafe situation. First off, so you a big dummy. First off,
Hey, what? And it wasn't just
secondly,
one,
Sec-
Vivi. It wasn't
wait
just
a minute,
one.
hold on. Secondly, I'm talking about each one of them collectively. They big dummies in the first place. Secondly, because you leaving your child with somebody you ain't never met. Secondly,
Hey, leaving your child with
they don't
nobody,
know if
Vivi.
you a PD.
Leaving your
Hold
child with
on,
nobody, girl.
listen at what I'm about to tell you. They don't know if you a PDF, if you a kidnapper, if you an abuser, what you doing. They don't know what's going on with you.
I
They
could have
don't
been a
know if you
trafficker. I could have been all types. I could have took them kids to across to Mexico. You never saw them again.
exactly. They don't know what was going on. So they was big dummies anyway for taking their kids and just putting their kids in a precarious situation.
And
I'm
that
at
happened
the
to me
point
twice.
now. People don't think. People
But
don't
Vivi, that
think.
shit happened to me twice. Never again.
Well,
Never
guess
again. It happened
what?
to me.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah.
you what would happen. Let me tell you what I would have done. Soon as I got out there and they called me, I would say, "Hold on, y'all got cell phones? Get your mama on the phone." Then I would have told her, "Mamas, you
Wait,
need to come back and get your
that's what
child."
that's why I wanted to finish the story. At the amusement park place, when I had the two kids left out of the six, right? Four of them got picked up, two are still here. The girl go to call her mother, and her mother don't pick up, baby. Her mother don't pick up.
Well, no, they wouldn't. I wouldn't have had to worry about it because her child would have been at the police station.
So look, I'm at that point. Wait a minute. I'm at that point, Vivi, because I'm not gonna be stuck out here in the middle of nowhere with some random kids. You feel me? I'm getting close, right? I'm getting close. Because once that girl tried to call her mother at least 3 or 4 times, she didn't pick up. My skin is changing colors, Vivi. You feel me? But I'm trying to stay calm.
Well,
I'm
your skin would
trying
have
to stay
changed
calm.
color because
So
it would have
so
never been like
so
that with me.
so wait. So the girl ends up calling her grandmother to come get her, right? Vivi. Um, okay. I think we're you in Texas, right?
No, I'm in South Carolina, originally from Washington
Okay,
D.C.
South Carolina. You in South Carolina. You let's say you were at the borderline in South Carolina. Okay? The borderline of South Carolina. And this grandmother lives in South Hill, Virginia. So I gotta wait for this 80-year-old woman to get in her car and drive almost 45 minutes to an hour to get to me.
I wouldn't have. I would have told her which police station she could have picked up her grandchild at.
You feel me?
Go pick your grandchild up at this police station. I'm sorry, not sorry.
Okay, but that's what it is now. Like the
No,
the
that's
the
not.
the,
That's
the, the
not what
shit
it
is so
is.
crazy.
That's what y'all let it be. That ain't what it is. That's what y'all
Trust
let
me,
it be.
trust me. Look. Well, as a parent, right? You want to put your child in the right circle, in the wrong, and not the wrong one. And these circles are all created at school, where you can't see, where you don't have any contact, right? So you have to train your child at home to go out into the world and pick the right people to be with and not pick the wrong people to be with. That is your job as a parent. Because trust me, right? Even from life experience, right? If you have if you have your child around a bunch of children and their parents are allowing them to do whatever, they're reckless, right? They don't like these kids are, and you know what I mean, baby, when I say reckless children. Reckless children are created. They don't just come like that. It's what you allow at home. It's all about what you allow at home. You see, all about what you allow at home. Now, me and you, Vivi, we always wanted to be independent. I got a sister. My sister moved out at 18. You feel me? I moved out at 16. Came back at 19, never went back. You feel me? Never went back after 19. But we wanted that. We had a craving for that. We wanted to be independent. We didn't want to stay in our mama's house forever. You feel me?
And I wasn't gonna stay at my mama's house forever because my daddy wasn't playing that.
You know? And,
My
and,
daddy
and that was
wasn't
a good
playing.
thing when you look back on it, right, Viv? That was a good thing. That wasn't a bad thing.
It was. It was.
Hey, I thank my mother all the time. I thank my mother all the time. I say thank you for telling me I needed to get my own shit at 16 years old because I wanted to hang out in the street. I wanted to be in the clubs. I wanted if I could stay gone for 2 and 3 days and come back and I was A1, then yeah, you need to be on your own. You don't need to be under this roof with me. You need your own roof. You know, I was mad at my mother when she said that to me at 16, but I thank her at 40. What? I'll be 48 in fucking June 29th. So I thank her every day for telling me that. Because it made me strong as fuck. You feel me? Huh. Made me independent as hell. Next thing I know, I'm living in other states. God damn it, I'm getting jobs in other states. What the fuck?
Well, we all that's what
Not
all
all,
parents
girl.
try to
Not
do.
all. Hold up. Not all.
That's what that's what most parents try to do. Make sure that their children are independent and able to function on their own as an adult and on their own and live their life
Yeah. Yeah.
accordingly.
My daughter 15, she ready to get her own spot right now. She want to be independent right now. Okay. I'm her daddy. I said, oh, okay, I'm gonna hook you up. I promise you. I'm gonna get you together. Look. Oh yeah, you
You
want your own spot? You want your own? Yo, man, I've been waiting for you to say that. I've been waiting. Look.
But I mean, I'm just saying what's going on with a lot of the parents. And I'm going to say this to you, Vic. Vic, I'm
You
going to
as a
say this to
parent,
you. As
parent create the child. Period.
hold
You
on, hold
create the
on,
child.
Vic, hold on. I'm gonna say this to you as a man who has who had people drop their female children off to you. I'm gonna ask you, please don't put yourself in that unsafe situation again.
Oh, it only
Um,
happened once. Hey, Vivi, it only happened once. You hear me? Once.
and the reason I say that is because you never know what kind of setup some people are trying to set you up for.
That could have, man. Look, man. Look,
And
it
that
was
could have
like
been a
you
serious
try to be.
that could have been a seriously bad situation for you. A bad situation for you.
For me, my wife, everybody involved, because we don't even know the names of these damn kids.
Because now you're in a situation where you might have a parent that's accusing you of something that you ain't even do.
Well, look, they couldn't accuse me of shit because they didn't know my name. They couldn't put no charges on the invisible man. That trust and believe. I'm the one that's up in this situation because you dropped your kid off in a parking lot and you didn't even approach the individual that was allegedly supposed to be watching your child. How'd you know it was me, baby? You didn't.
And so,
All you
I'm just
knew
saying.
is that
And,
the
and,
only thing
and,
you could
and,
identify is the goddamn parking lot, and that's what you be telling police. Well, I dropped my kid off here. Who'd you drop him off with? Uh, I just dropped him off here. It wasn't nobody here, officer. There was nobody here when I pulled up. I let my kid out the car and I pulled the fuck off. You know what the cops say then? Put your hands behind your back. Look, put your hands behind your back. You feel me? Oh, I ain't going to jail. They are right then and there. Okay.
I understand.
That's instant neglect. That's instant child neglect. But I have an underage child that's missing. Right? I have an underage child that's missing. Well, what you do with your child? Well, my child told me to take him to the roller rink. Your child told you? Yeah, it's my child told me to take him to the roller rink. So I took him. And then I left him. Oh, put your hands behind your back. Look, just like that, baby. Look, the fuck? The fuck? Little things to get you fucked up. You can leave your dogs in the car. You can't leave a baby in the car. You go to jail for that. You feel me? Bill,
I
if you
understand.
pull into a gas station and jump out your car and say, give me 10 on 7, you going to jail, girl. Straight to jail. Straight to jail. Okay? That's what it is.
I don't plan on getting out of a car. I don't plan on leaving nobody kids. I don't plan on doing none of that.
Shit. Shit. And who want to go to jail with child charges. Who want to go to jail with that? Oh, that's the worst charge to have. You be better off being a drug dealer, going to jail. Than anything that say child anything. If the charge say child anything, oh, it's a wrap for you when you go to prison. Mm-hmm. They don't play that.
Well, look, Vic, it is getting late. It is 10:11. I gotta do some stuff. I gotta do
All
some
right, sis.
some,
I was
some
trying to
stuff.
hold Pastor down, man. I'm gonna hold Pastor down,
Well, I already
until he come
texted
back
him.
up here.
No,
I don't want.
already
I don't
texted.
want.
Listen, I already texted him and told him that we was about to get down.
Okay,
And
can you shut it off?
I could try and figure it out, but I can leave. You know what I'm saying? So
Because if you just leave, it would be dead air. It would just keep playing with nobody up here. That's why I was hoping that maybe like if you could like if you had access to his stream yards, you was an admin in his stream yard, you could go in there and you could stop the stream. That way it would just end versus just keep rolling with dead air.
I can't go in there and do that. But he stopped one of them because I noticed on on the vertical. I'm the only person up
Yeah,
there on the
I
chat.
see the vertical. Yeah, I see both of them still going right now.
And on the horizontal, you the only one on the horizontal, I think.
Okay, I no, well, I'm on my little Android, my Samsung. I can see his
You know what I'm
vertical
saying?
going and his main joint. I see both of them. They're still both of those are still going. So
So
you got to get down. I mean, like I said, I ain't going. I'm a member. I'm a usher. Dang it! Look, ha,
well,
I'm the last usher in the back. Wait, look, I'm sitting right there in
I
the
just
corner.
text him to see what he
Yeah,
wanted to
Ashley,
do.
you can come in here and shut the stream down now. Okay? Yeah, we not about to be no dead air passer live. Never. All right, we'll never do that, Pastor. Ever. Okay? Ha!
So I'm
We ain't gonna
waiting.
let the pastor go out like that. They was oh, Pastor Live had a whole bunch of dead air on it. No, no. We ain't going out like that.
But yeah, oh shoot.
Yeah, I
I,
work nights. See, I work nights, so that's why I be up like this in the morning time.
oh nah, I ain't got no job. Kinda sorta. Kinda sorta. I'm just doing what I do. I've worked for the newspaper, so
Oh,
work
okay.
for the newspaper, I'm all over the place.
No, I've been at Amazon going on 5 years and I love it. I swear to God. I love it. Okay. You
I don't
know,
know. I don't know if I like my job or not. No, I
I
like
love
writing
my
for the
job.
news. I like work writing for the newspaper because I tell everybody I'm your neighborhood. I'm your nosy neighbor.
Ha! Ha!
I used to be your nosy neighbor. Now I'm your newsy neighbor. So because I got a card that say I'm part of the press, I'm a newsy neighbor instead of a nosy neighbor now.
Well, hey, look, I can let you in on a secret. The reason I love Amazon so much is it is the only job I know. And Amazon is a billion-dollar corporation. And being an employee, you see things that are not publicly promoted. Right. So
Uh-huh.
Amazon got this thing where like if you work for them past 3 years, Viv, if I'm supposed to be in there at 9 o'clock and I come in at 9:30 for 30 days straight, nothing is going to happen to me. What job do that? I
I
could
don't know.
leave. I
I ain't
could
never been that
I could
type of person
leave.
that'll work like that.
Look, I could leave 30 minutes early every day and nothing will happen to me. This is why you saw all those people fighting in the unions and all that shit with Amazon because the drivers are not Amazon employees. They're subcontractors. So they were fighting to get our benefits, the perks that we get. Because they don't get those perks. They gotta be on work on time. They gotta, clock out on time. And Ha! That's what that fight was about. You feel me? That's what it really was about. And then news reporters were going to Amazon sites and they didn't see not a single solitary soul striking outside because we didn't have no issues. Not the employees, the drivers that had issue. I look at it as like, well, you know what application you signed. One said you worked for Amazon, one said you didn't. You just
All
put on a
right,
vest and
Jay.
acted like you did.
Jay, you back?
We got to pass it back, man. Yeah, we
Uh-huh,
just
he
trying to
back.
I'm
hold
back.
you
I
down,
don't know
brother.
why I'm not being seen though. I'm back. Let me tell you something, baby. This office, ooh, Jesus, I was out for a day. My. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. Ooh, I was just out for a day, and it's just been crazy. So thank you for reminding me, Viv.
I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
Jay, go.
Well,
Okay.
putting out fires. So anyway, but look, y'all, thank y'all for holding it down for me. I'll probably be on during lunch, but I will see you. Thank you, Vic. Thank you, T Miss
All
O.
right,
Thank
Pastor.
you,
Yeah, I'll catch you
Vivian.
on the next one, y'all. All right, Viv. It was great talking to you.
All right, you too. All right, Jay, we'll
All
holler.
right.
All right,
Peace.
peace.